Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pokémon Chat-eau. For this episode we're going to be talking about the very first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team for the Game Boy Advance and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team for the DS. Now these two were simultaneous releases, as usual, but they were on different consoles. This is right at the time when they were gonna retire the Game Boy Advance and move on to the DS. This is also before Gen 4, so we only get the Gen 3 Pokemon. And I believe this is the first DS Pokemon game. I'm not entirely sure, but it fits along that. And honestly, it's been quite a while since I've played these games. I did play Blue kinda recently, but only got like a few hours in, because my damn partner kept killing me and I was getting annoyed, and I just screw this game. But when I played Red Rescue Team first, and I really liked it as a kid. When it came out, I thought it was interesting concept. I didn't really play games outside of the main series games, aside from Pokemon Puzzle League, Pokemon Stadium. I didn't really play that many spin-off games. I played pinball in the TCG game. I guess there weren't that many. This is when they started to branch out. This is when Rangers was gonna come in next, and we had Troze. We had a lot of this is when we started to get more spin-off titles, which is cool. And when I first played this game, like I said, I really liked it. I remember, if you haven't played this game, it's basically a kind of like a dungeon. It's a randomized dungeon crawler where you walk around. It's you and one other Pokemon. You can have multiple later on, but I think you can have up to 4 or 3. I know 3 for sure. I think 4 is the max. But you walk around in this randomly generated dungeon, and you have to find a staircase to either go up or down the mystery dungeon. And after a certain time, once you go through, you make it to the end, and you get to either continue the story or you fight a boss or something like that. It was like I said, it was interesting. It was different. Man, that was my first dungeon crawler, at least. I haven't really played any since. I don't really know of any that much, because it's not really a genre I really frequent. But I did enjoy it. It's still kind of odd now, kind of going back, because I didn't even bother going that far into Blue Rescue Team, which I should change that. I need to go back and actually play through it again, just because it's been so long. And this is the only one I really played through. I think I played a bit of Gates to Infinity or whatever for the 3DS. I didn't really get far in that either. So this is the only one I've completed. Well, I guess I quote-unquote beat. Anyways, you start off the game with this quiz. They give you some questions about your personality and whatnot, and based on your answers, you're given a Pokemon. These Pokemon range from all the starters from Gen 1 to Gen 3. You can get Meowth, you can get Pikachu, you can get Psyduck. There was actually a couple of different choices. It was kind of weird that you have to do a personality test, because I know in Gates to Infinity, at least, you could just choose who you want. And after your test, you just get to choose your partner with whoever you didn't choose out of that list. And if I'm not mistaken, I think my very first my first time playing, I got Pikachu as my personality, and I chose Torchic as my partner. The story is kind of it's a fish out of water story, really. You're a human, but you suddenly have a weird dream of a Pokemon talking to you. I believe you don't really know at first. It's just kind of just a disembodied voice. But I guess I believe that's what happened. Then suddenly you wake up and you're in the Pokemon world, and Pokemon can talk. It's not like its own. You're not in the Pokemon world like the anime or the video games. You're in a dimension of Pokemon. It's kind of odd. Like the human character that you play that gets sucked into the Pokemon world was from our world, because the character knows what Pokemon is. He's aware of what the Pokemon are, and like he's like, so he knows that they are, at least they exist in fiction in his world. But all of a sudden he wakes up in the actual Pokemon world, and it's just Pokemon. There's no humans, there's no trainers, it's just Pokemon, and they can talk. It makes me wonder, like, what, like, if it's weird, like it's like a separate dimension. And I guess all the spin-offs are on their own continuity, because Rangers is totally different. Like, you have a spinning top that you circle around to catch Pokemon. This one, you are a Pokemon. And you're waking up by the partner you chose, and you just kind of go on an adventure. Story starts off with, like, you get woken up, and then you explain to the Pokemon that you're human and you have no idea how you got to the Pokemon world. So he's like, all right, I'll take you back to my village or whatever, and so we can see what we do. And then as you're going back, you and the partner help out a Pokemon, and then the partner's like, oh, we should join a rescue team. He's like, what the heck's a rescue team? A rescue team is when you get jobs and you can help Pokemon, and you can either help them find an item or do other random crap. And so, like, he's hesitant at first, because he's like, what the heck, this is just, I'm in a Pokemon world, this is crazy, I'm a human, what's going on? But after a while, I guess he kind of gets used to it, and then he agrees to it. You get, like, a base of operations where it's in the shape of your Pokemon's head. So you can get, like, a house in the shape of a Pikachu head or a Bulbasaur head. And you just, you start your grandiose adventure, I guess. And there's, like, little things here and there that, like, add to the story, but for the most part, it's just you trying to fit into this world, but also trying to figure out how you got there, how you can get back. It's like I said, it's a fish out of water story. This kid has no idea how he got there, but anytime when he goes to bed, he does hear that voice. We found out later, like, we can see the silhouette or, like, a faded image, and it's a Gardevoir that teleported you there. And if I remember correctly, because, again, I haven't played this game in years, but the Gardevoir, I think it just, like, sort of, it's like the Chosen One story, too, where it's like, we brought you in this world because you're the only one who could save the world, or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, because, again, it's been a while. If it is like that, I wouldn't be surprised, because the story isn't that great, honestly. And looking back the game itself is, like, okay, now that I really, like, think about it and go back to it. But it's just, like, that's just it. Like, you come across a team that's, like, 8, like, Alakazam, Charizard, and Tyranitar. Like, there's a Gengar who wants to fuck with you because he's an asshole. That's literally the only reason he wants to do that. You get casted out at one point because you're a human, and so they have to so they chase you out. You and your partner have to, like, clear your name because there's going to be a catastrophic event, and they think you're responsible because you're an outsider. It's shit like that. Like, it builds up, and it's like, it does get interesting at the very least, but, like, it has no, like, focus, I think, because one thing I really noticed, even back then, was how they kept making stronger Pokemon. Like, every like, big team, like, oh, we have Team ACT, Alakazam, Charizard, Tyranitar. They're the biggest, they're the strongest ever. No, actually, it's the Absol. And Absol, he's the disaster Pokemon, so he's super strong. No. The strongest are actually the legendary birds. Those guys can mess up you. Nope, just kidding. It's actually Xatu. He can see into the future, so he's super strong. No, it's not Xatu. It's a Gardevoir. Gardevoir is like, they kept, like, making, like, oh my god, this guy's super strong, but then, like, almost immediately afterwards, they, like, mention someone else or another Pokemon or another group that's stronger than them, and they keep going and going and going. We don't really know who's the strongest in this series, and it's like, even as a kid, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It kind of reminds me of Naruto in a way, where Like, we see Madara. Oh, man, Madara's the strongest. Nope, just kidding. It's actually Toby when he has all the beasts. Jump, just kidding. Madara got all the beasts. Now he's the strongest. Nah, just kidding. Black Zetsu kills him. And then we got the Kaguya, who's like, I'm the strongest. And then Naruto's team takes her out and is like, no, we're the strongest. And then the end. That's how I feel. That was before I really... No, I was into Naruto. That was before all that shit happened in Naruto, but like that's a good way to compare it in my opinion. At least that's how I felt, because they just don't really know who's the strongest. I guess it's just up in the air. Who cares? They have to go to Zatsu and all that. They clear your name. You fight the final boss. It's like, oh, okay, looks like he's not the right one. And then you get this little scene of him he's actually going back to his world. Like Garvor actually sends him back, and of course everyone's sad, especially your partner. Your partner starts crying. As you're being sent back, you decide like, no, I don't want to be. I want to stay a Pokemon. I want to be with my friend. And so they teleport you back. Everyone's happy, and that's when post game happens. You could do more missions and whatnot. Like the story is just kind of there. Like that stuff happens, and like I said, it's just a jumbled mess of who's stronger. You got to clear your name, and then you do. It's I don't know. Like it's okay. Again, I have to go back into it. That's just like my vague memory of it. I think that's pretty accurate, honestly. But let's go, because that's the story. Let's go to the gameplay itself. Like I said, you move around a randomly generated field to find a staircase to go down or up, depending on what the mission is. And you're always like, no matter what direction you're facing or what direction the enemies are going, you have to be pointing towards the enemy to attack. So unless it's like a special attack that has a wider range, you can you have a default attack, which is just like a bump in the head. Like you thrust forward. It's kind of like a headbutt, but it's just its own thing that requires no poke power, so you could just use it whenever you want. But there's also attacks. You can use, like, let's say you have Pikachu, you can use Thundershock, and it aims right in front of you, which means you could use Thundershock right in front of you when there's no one around, and you just like, it just says you missed, and that's it. And this game is turn-based. Not necessarily, okay, it's not turn-based. The game, the CPU moves only when you move. So, like, if you're in the middle and there's an enemy Pokemon in the top corner, if you move forward, they move, and then you can pause and like weigh your options and see what's like. Oh, okay, I can do this to get him in front of me, or I can try to outrun this guy. And it has a turbo button. You can like hold B and you like move faster. And you and your partner have levels you can get. You can learn moves, assign moves to your partner to like, okay, you only use these moves, or you focus on this type of procedure. You can have your partner be an attacker. You can have your partner be a defender. You can have your partner to be an item finder or something. Like, there's a lot of options you could do, because there's many ways to find the staircase. But depending on what your options are, you can just totally screw yourself over. Like, if you're in a narrow hallway where it's just one tile and like you have to squeeze through, and there's an enemy in front of you, if your partner is on like an attack mode, they'll attack in that direction, which is right behind you, and they'll hit you, and they'll do a lot of damage because they're using an attack. That happened to me so much in Blue Rescue Team. That was one of the reasons why I stopped playing, just because my Pokemon kept killing me. During that playthrough, I had a Chikorita who used Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf hits hard. When it critical hits, I die a lot. I forgot which Pokemon I was, but it was just infuriating. They don't really like account to like, oh, he's in front of me, I should stop. No, they just see a Pokemon they see an enemy nearby and they attack towards that direction without realizing they're gonna hit you. So you really gotta weigh your options. I don't know if like maybe the AI is getting better throughout the series, because this is the first in the series. I don't know. Well, and then there's boss battles, which is just a wide area where they take up more spaces than usual. You attack them and all that. The one thing I don't like about this game, at least the first thing that comes to mind, is that you can't evolve Pokemon normally. What you have to do is, let me talk about recruitment, actually. In order to recruit Pokemon, you have to beat them in a battle. If you're in the overworld, you can attack them and make them faint. There's a chance, depending on the Pokemon you have, there's a chance that they want to join your team. However, they can only join your team if you have space for them. And you have to, buy a facility or, an area. Like, for example, Magnemite, you need to buy a power plant area so you can have, electric / steel type Pokemon to chill out in there. You need to buy a grassland if you want to get grass Pokemon, etc., etc. So you need to buy those first, then go back, kill the Pokemon, and then there's a chance they'll want to come to your team. You can accept or deny. And if you accept, they're teleported to the room, to their little respected area, and you have a new partner. It's random. I believe it's random. Maybe there's ways to make it more common. I don't know. I never really looked into that. But let's go back to evolving, because evolution Pokemon is to evolve Pokemon is weird. I believe you still need to reach level requirement, but you have to go to this area as a wish cache. Now this wish cache is in a little pond thing, and that pond is what evolves Pokemon. So once your Pokemon reaches a certain level, you go up and you can evolve your Pokemon. You cannot evolve your main characters until you beat the game. So you have to go through the entire game with your stage 1 or your basic Pokemon the entire way through. I guess I understand, just because they don't want to update the sprite, because there's always a little picture depicting the emotions of the characters and whatnot. But that's so it's so lame. That really turned me off from this game, how you can't evolve normally. You have to go to the wish cache, and you can't evolve your main guys until after the game. I forget how stones were handled in that game, so I'm not even gonna attempt to remember that. Let's go. There is one thing I truly like about this game. That's how you're not a silent protagonist like the other Pokemon games. You actually get to talk in this game, and your character has little animation emotes, and it's honestly really cute. I really like the way they did that. But all in all, this game is a humble beginning towards what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is, and I can tell you, later games get really the later games are a lot they're a lot more liked. Now, I forget which one it is. I think it's Explorers of the Sky with Grovyle. A lot of people really like that game. So I heard Super Mystery Dungeon was good. Again, I didn't finish Gates. I didn't think it was that incredible. I will play through it again. I'll give it another shot. Because I do want to like these games. I do want to play through them. I do want to experience them. Because like I said, there's that one game that everyone really likes in this series. And I want to give that game a shot. As for this game, you can go back to it, I think. If you've never played it, you can skip it. I don't think any of the Mystery Dungeon games are connected. They all start with a new protagonist and a new, storyline, so you don't have to play them all to get the story. You could just go to the quote-unquote good ones if you want. So you can skip this one. If you're really curious, I say give it a shot. It's a little humble story. Funnily enough, I remember as a kid, I used to ship my two characters together. I don't know. I thought they made a cute couple. There's a Pikachu and Torchic, and I thought Pikachu was the male, Torchic was the female. So I shipped them together as I was playing. I thought it was really cute. It adds something to it. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much for it for my personal thing. I think the game's all right. I do want to play through it again and give it a shot. I definitely want to play the other games. But let's see what other people had to say. People are quite passionate about the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series. So let's go ahead and get to the polls. The polls this time were, which Mystery Dungeon did you play first out of the first two? Red Rescue Team, Blue Rescue Team, or you didn't play any of these? On Twitter, we had 15 votes, with Red Rescue Team getting 27%, Blue Rescue Team getting 27%, and Didn't Play These getting 46%. Now, on Amino, we had a whopping 67 votes, with 19.4 who said Red Rescue Team, 25.4 said Blue Rescue Team, and 55.2 said Didn't Play These games. Wow, that's quite dragging. It's actually it's pretty even on, a lot of people didn't play these games, at least on Amino. And we have some responses to those. Let's go with Twitter first. Twitter Trat1 with 3 T's at the end said, "How can people not play Mystery Dungeon Red? In case no one knew, which I'm sure people should know, it can be downloaded on your phone." I actually didn't know that, Trat. That's actually really cool. I didn't realize it was a mobile phone app at this point. So for those who don't have a DS or don't have a Game Boy Advance, you can play the game on the phone, apparently. That's really cool. The Fact at Zero, the Middleman Zero said, "Need to finish Blue." Well, get to it, Fact. Let me know what you think of it, because I'm really interested in what other people think about it. On Amino, in response to the poll, we have Logan, who said, "I actually played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Sky first because I knew nothing about those games. I had no idea I was buying Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2. Well, there's no, indication that there's no 1, there's no 2. Even back then, it just said Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. What does that tell us about which number in the series it is? You know what I mean? So don't be so hard on yourself, Logan. I'm pretty sure that's the good one, so I hope you enjoyed it. Riku Hitsuya said, "Sad how much people didn't play the series aside from Gates. We don't talk about it. It's a good series." Oh, look at that. I guess Gates is, bad, I guess? I don't know if it's bad. That's the one Gates to Infinity. That's the one on the 3DS that I played for a little bit and stopped playing. Maybe that's not just me. Interesting. Luminos said, "The first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game I played was Pokemon Explorers of Darkness." Awesome. Like I said, I don't know much about this series. I need to play them all. That one key said, "I started with Gates, liked it, but never finished. Then I got Super and played the heck out of it." See, I've heard Super was really good. I know, apparently it's Sky and then Super. Those are the really good ones. Despite, these coming out first, who cares? All right, let's go back to the actual topic at hand. Miss Mastili said, "I love that game." Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for commenting. Jan said, "It's my first roguelike and I loved it. The later ones were all better, though." That's what I keep hearing. I mean, baby steps, so it's only reasonable it gets better. Amazing Alan Raichu said, "Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team was my first Pokemon game." Wow, that was your first ever? Holy crap. You started out with a spin-off game? That's actually quite incredible. I hope you enjoyed it, man. I mean, obviously it sparked something to keep going in the series, so I'm glad about that. Awesome. Now we have Foxelar Pro, who said, "I did play the Red Rescue Team, and for no reason I stopped to play it. That's all. Also, have a picture." Oh, look at that. It's a picture of that's where the developers give delivery mail to teams to help Pokemon and whatnot. Oh, that's cute. Thanks a lot, man. That's about it for that topic. So, yeah, people seem to agree that the later games are better. So, I'm guessing Explorers of the Sky is the best one. Who knows? When I get to that, I'll try to play it once I go through all these other games. Now, this is where it'd be where I end, but I want to talk about something that recently happened. Probably see it in the thumbnail. It's the new Pokemon that they released, Meltan. It's a little blob with a screw on its head and wires sticking out on its butt. This is a strange looking Pokemon. just look at it. My initial impressions were like, what in the heck is this thing? Like, I seriously didn't believe it was a Pokemon at first. But apparently it is, and it's weird. Like, initially I hated the design, but it's starting to grow on me. Like, I don't love it. I don't really like it all that much, but I don't hate it. It's weird, like, but, you know, Pokemon designs have always been kind of goofy to begin with, so who really cares? What I really like about this thing, though, is like how people quote unquote discovered it. I know it, like, initially it was supposed to be like a like it was leaked and people were figuring that out already, but for those who had no idea, seeing this thing popped up in Pokemon Go recently. Like, it just appeared for like an hour and then went away. And that's really cool in my opinion, because, well, yeah, while it's kind of weird that it's happening in Pokemon Go and the app rather than the main series games, it is really cool to like actually discover a new Pokemon on your own. Like, you're playing through this game, not like, you know, you've been playing this game for years, or maybe just got into it, blah blah blah, you know all these Pokemon. Suddenly there's a silhouette and you have no idea what the heck this thing is. So you frantically look for it, find it, and it's just question marks. You're just staring at this thing going, what in the hell is this thing? And you catch it, and then it's a Ditto. And the mystery just piles on and on. Like, what the hell did I just catch? What was that thing? Was that a Pokemon? Was it a glitch? What's going on with this? What's going on with my game? It felt like an actual, like, discovery. It felt like you really discovered something new, and it was really cool. Like, you actually discovered a Pokemon on your own. Like, you didn't see it in a game. You don't see the trailer for it. It just appeared and went away. It was really freaking cool. And that's my favorite thing about it. It felt like you yourself were discovering this, or maybe even the fans together discovering it. And so I wanted to ask people what they thought of this new design, of the new Pokemon in general. So we have the fact returning on Twitter at Zero, the middleman Zero, who said, "Not a fan, honestly, too weird for my liking," which is fine. Like, I will agree, it is really weird, but some people have really started to grow attached to it because of its weird design. People think it's really cute. I'm still in the middle. I don't really know what this thing is to me. Whatever. Aaron at Steel Cords on Twitter said, "My first guess based on the shape would be steel or electric type, but who knows." I believe they confirmed it was a steel type, but I can totally say the electric type. It has a circuit coming out of its butt. It's like a little wire thing. So I could see it being an electric steel. But I do believe they said it was just steel. Oh yeah, and it's a mythical Pokemon. For some fucking reason, it's a mythical Pokemon. It's a weird-ass mythical. On Discord, we have Thomas the Donut, who says, "Looks like a Ditto is carrying around a screw trying to find the bolt that it belongs to. Then some dark matter started to gravitate in the center of the screw, so Ditto decided to keep it. This causing all of Ditto's pigments and facial features to vanish. Now he remains a ghost, never to be fully recognized for what he is anymore. Just a simple Ditto that got way too involved with the screw." Okay then. Thomas, you might want to... I don't know. Like, just do your thing, man. What the fuck? Thomas, just never change, man. Alright, on Amino, we had a very lonely Weavile said, It's a clear Ditto that's holding one of the gears from Kling Clang." I can see it. I mean, it's not gold, but Kling Klang's not usually gold, but that's alright. Well, I don't know where the dot came from, the dark matter in the middle, but whatever. Midnight Dragon said, "No opinion." Honestly, that's kind of how I feel. It's really hard for me to pinpoint what I actually feel about this thing because it's so weird, it's so awkward. I do like how it was discovered, but like, just the design itself, I have no clue. And then right afterwards, Wolf just said, "It's adorable." See, some people are like really liking it, and I do have to say, when it's smiling, I guess, like, you know, when its little eye like does like an in shape to indicate a smile, it is cute. I will give it that. Fairy Tale Boy Komomen said, "Talented, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, totally unique, completely like nothing ever done before. Not afraid to reference or not reference. Fart on it, poop on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it." What the hell did I just read? Anyway, Circus Freak Danny said, "Bad shiny, weird name, and its stupid tail hanging off of it. That said, it is way too cute and adorable to hate. It's just so cute. I want it. I'll go brag to people that hate Pokemon Go, then I can at least get the precious little glob of aluminum." See, that's nice of you. You immediately like, "Oh, it's weird, but I love it." And then Foxalar Pro said, "SHIT. Wonder what that stands for." Guessing you didn't like it. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a quick second and say my little piece on it. Like, I do like how it was introduced. It's a weird design, but you know, we'll see what happens. I have no idea. I mean, is it a Gen 8 Pokemon? I guess it must be. But it could be Gen 7? Like Zeraora? But who knows? Wow, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games just in general. Like, which one's your favorite? Because I do want to play these. And let me know what you think of Meltan. Weird looking Ditto screw circuit thing. Until then, I'm Joel T. Line. We'll see you next time. Screw you, Show Pro. You guys can suck.